The verdict part two. um, you already know I lost my court case today, if you watched the previous video. Not because I was wrong, not because the other side proved anything. I lost because a court clerk told me my hearing was canceled, and I couldn't prove that she said it. That's it. That is the whole reason. Let me give the mic a second. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. But yeah, that's it. That's the whole reason. So let me walk you through how that happens because what I learned about how the system actually works, you know, it sucks. So here's the backstory. Joined a coaching program, paid money, became an employee and a contractor for the company, and coached and took sales calls. Went into an agreement to be paid for the coaching, and then asked for a refund because the guarantee induced me to buy the program, and then he backed out on the guarantee. So two debts, right? One is the original joining. He gave me a guarantee. He voided the guarantee. Said, "Hey, nope, you're not getting your money back." I'm like, "Well, it's not what you said on the front end for the guarantee. So either you're going to give me money back or I'm going to take you to court." Then the second thing was I did coaching. You owe me for that as well. So you owe me for two things, right? My initial investment and then the coaching that was done. Okay. Um, Represented myself pro se, no lawyer, and I was decent at it, right? Filed my own motions. You know, there's an electronic court system. I did all that, but not decent enough because I missed. Well, not really because I was told. A clerk told me that the initial hearing was canceled um, because I was filing an amended original notice. I would get a new trial date. So I didn't show up to the original date, the first date. The judge entered a default judgment against me. I lost automatically for not appearing. Okay. I went back and asked the court to set that judgment aside. Basically, hey, give me a do over. I had a real reason I missed it. Judge said no, um, which was today. So that got approved. I said, I want to do over. They're like, hey, it's approved. And I was like, okay. So then I asked the clerk again, this is for me to go and do what we were going to do on the first one. And they're like, yes. No, that's not what this was for. This was for me to show the judge why I didn't show up to the first one. So I've been preparing this whole time for the wrong thing, not even knowing that this was going to happen. So walk in. It's so funny. The judge is like, okay, state your whatever. And I go, on January 4th, blah, blah, blah. He gave me, he said he was going to give me a refund. He didn't. And the judge was like, wouldn't even let me finish. She was like, no, that's not what we're here for today. Why didn't you show up to court? And I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, this is not what this is for. Um, and whatchamacallit? Oh, fuck, what was I going to say? I was like, yeah, the clerk. The clerk told me that it was canceled, and he's like, okay, prove it. What, like, are they here to testify today? And I was like, oh shit. I didn't even say oh shit. I was just like, no, like, what do you mean? I thought because I already thought that was hashed out, right? So no email, no recording. I called, asked for a recording. They don't have a recording. I find that really hard to believe. The trial date never officially changed in the record, which is crazy because the clerk literally told me, I was like, hey, I haven't gotten anything. Like, are you sure it's canceled? I can like cancel my flight and like my reservations and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, you're good. You're good. You're going to get a new date. Just wait to hear for the new date. So then it was on January, February, March, April. It was like on April 20th, 21st, 22nd, or 23rd was like the initial date. And I get it dismissed with prejudice. And at the time, I didn't know what that meant, but basically you lose. so I called, immediately filed that day, which I don't know why that wouldn't be proof. At least an indication of it that, hey, then I talked to the supervisor and said, hey, one of your clerks told me that the court date was canceled. And they're like, yeah, just appeal it. You'll be okay. Appealed it. It went through. So I was like, oh, not a problem. Like, I'm getting a new court date. We're good. We're back. We're good to go. But that's not what the appeal was for. The appeal wasn't, hey, you get a do-over and now you get to do what you were supposed to do. No. The appeal is you now have to tell us and prove to us why you didn't show up to the first chance, which is again not what I was told, but so 2 times. It's like fuck, like holy shit, the defendant was like paying, the fucking clerks. But so from the judge's chair, it looked like I just didn't show up and made an excuse afterward. Um, but like this is the lesson, like whether or not you're ever in a courtroom, in a legal system, the truth isn't what happened. The truth is what you can prove happened. And that it's funny because it's like I think that's the win, is that I'm not changing what I know happened. And as bitter as it is and as I am, because I mean, if we went to court, I'm winning like 20 out of 10 times. So he got off scotch free, just from this little, like, just off of merit. Like I missed court, and that's what this was for today. Um, so it's June 12th. So I missed court on April, January, March, April. Let's just say 20th. It's anywhere between the 20th and the 23rd. We're just gonna say April 20th. I missed it. June 12th, I was supposed to prove why I missed it. I thought June 12th was just a redo of April 20th. Um, so I would have won hands down, and then I would have started another suit, which I still might do, because there's definitely money owed there. Um, but the old me would have said, "This is what the judge said," and then what the judge said is my reality. That's how I lived my life, based on you know uh, childhood or whatever. Okay, I hate saying that. It sounds so fucking stupid. Um, that's just how I grew up. Okay, if I did A and someone told me I did B long enough, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I didn't do A, I did B. Or if someone did A and they told me they did B long enough, I would go, okay, you didn't do A, you did B. So the judge is like, you did A, and I'm like, no, I did B. And I think that's the win, is like my evolution of my curriculum and facing that and being left to validate. Like, think about it. If I grew up my whole life where someone or someone's, right, multiple people or a single person, um, just invalidated my reality so much that I actually questioned it, and then to the point no longer believed it and actually believed what did happen didn't and what didn't happen did. I think the whole like win is me going, no, I'm not going to accept that, Your Honor. Like, sure, the legal system is a legal system, and it is what it is now, right? Like, it's dismissed. I don't think I can reopen it unless I take it to Supreme Court, which would be crazy because it started in small claims. Um, but um, but yeah. So in the legal system, the truth isn't what happened. The truth is what you can prove happened. And in my world, I know what happened. I know what the clerk said. That wasn't enough, though. I couldn't prove it. If it isn't documented, an email, a name, a timestamp, a recording, it functionally didn't happen. Schrodinger, something with Schrodinger in there. But yeah, he asked me for the name, and I forgot her name. And he's like, "You have a name?" And I'm like, I don't even. It's funny because I'm like, if I answer that, would he have taken that, or why? Like, why was he asking me that? Um, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. I don't think I want to take this to Supreme Court. Like the cost doing this again, having to prove it. Like I just called the clerk and said, "Hey, I lost my case today because one of you guys told me, some time ago. So I want a statement that I can submit to the judge. Like I want a statement from you saying that you told me that and I relied on that so that I can go back to court and actually have a fair trial." You know what I'm saying? Um, but Yeah. I don't know. Where does this leave me? I don't think I'm going to take it to the Supreme Court. That just seems crazy, you know? I didn't know it was small claims criminal and then Supreme. I didn't know it was like that quick. But yeah, I think I'm left with something much richer than the money I would have gotten, which is the opportunity to validate my own reality regardless of the system uh, saying otherwise. So, but for court's sake, document everything, get names, get it in writing. Um, just assume that the system will only honor what you can prove. Hmm.